Good morning, everybody. This is Debbie from Stamps and Stuff, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based out of beautiful Lake Havasu City, Arizona, home of the American London Bridge. So we have a great little community here, a great place to raise your kids, and beautiful winters, a little warm in the summers, but we love it. As long as you have a pool and we have the lake, we're good to go. So today I have a cute and easy card, and what we're going to do is we are going to focus on watercolor blending, a real easy technique with the dragonflies, kind of ease you into watercoloring a little bit. And you don't need a lot of watercolors. We're going to do it with ink pads and an acrylic block, so it's real easy. So as far as the particulars, you don't have to worry about measurements or anything, because you can go to our website at stampsandstuff.org and you can print off this free tutorial. It has a photograph, it has all your dimensions, and then it has a printable list of everything that I used to create this card. So let's get started here. Okay. All right. Now then, this card uses the Dandy Garden suite, and it's on page 24 and 25 of your new mini catalog. Great catalog. And by the way, if you need a catalog, go to stampsandstuff.org. Over on the right side, it'll say catalog. You can click on that. You can either download one to your computer to look at, or you can request that I send you one. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to earn your business. So give me a shout out and your address, and I'd be happy to ship you out our current catalogs. So anyway, lots of great stuff in this suite, and I've played with it, and I have several samples, but this one is a really, really easy one. I just love this image here. It looks really, really pretty, stamped and colored, and a little bit of Winkestell on it. In fact, you can stamp it with that. So that's another technique video that I'll do for you. So anyway, I am going to be using today with this suite, there are laser this is a laser panel, and so it has several panels in it. It has some sentiment panels. It has some little dragonflies and some sprigs, all kinds of cute little stuff. So it makes card making really easy. Oh, don't want to lose that. Okay, so let's get my bits and pieces out here today and get going. And this is the panel that I'll be using today. And it's out of that set. Really, really pretty. And if any of these supplies that you need, go to the website at stampsandstuff.org and hit the shop button, and it'll take you right to the my online store. So, okay. Now then, what I'm going to do here, I have stamped these dragonflies off camera because I wanted to give them time to really dry. And I stamped with Memento Black. And what I did is I am using the Fluid 100 watercolor paper by Stampin' Up! And it really is a good paper to use. You can blend, it takes a lot of water. It's just a really good paper. But a tip as far as with using the punches. And this suite has a punch that goes with it. Now, I stamped 4 on this one so that I could use the whole sheet up. I had an extra piece. But what I want you to recognize here and be aware of it, when you put this in and if you stamp that out, now see this little second image? That's going to punch out also, and that will ruin the image above. So what I will have to do is cut this out and then put it in my punch and punch it out. So when you have any type of a punch builder punch, you want to be cognizant of that. So it is good if you have strips to just put them on a strip and punch them out that way. And that way you're not ruining extra paper. Okay, so let me get this done first. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Pacific Point. And what I'm going to do is I have an acrylic block. This is a eye block. And I like it because I can put the color, stamp the color on this one side. This ink pad can stand to be re-inked, but you really don't, for this technique, you don't need to have too terribly much. See how much better that stamped? You can see the blue, but it's not a whole lot, so I need to ink that pad, but I think we're good to go. Okay, and I will be using one of the water brushes, and these are our new, they're not water brushes, they are water painters. These are the new ones, and I am really impressed with them because I have tons of water brushes, but I don't like them because it seemed like it's too hard to control the water. These are much improved over any of the others, and I love them. In fact, I'm going to get some more sets for classes because they're just so much better than the other ones. So they are a good thing to have. Now, as far as filling these, what I like to do is I have a little bottle, and you can get these at any, you can probably get them on Amazon, you can get them at any beauty supply. They're just what you use if you were dyeing your hair. They're what you use, but they're really great for filling all your little spritz bottle. And see, being able to fill this, I just push it in and fill it up. I don't have to get up every time and go to the other room to fill up my water or refill it. Then I like to get a little cloth here for my brush. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to drop a little bit of water here to help mix. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here, and I am just going to put a little bit of color on the base of his wings. And with this, I'm not wetting this paper ahead. Now, I shot a video a couple weeks ago that's a wet on wet technique, and that was with the magnolia. Let me grab one of them. Which were these. Now this is a wet on wet technique where you get the paper wet and you get, in fact, a bubble of water and you drop the color in. So that's a different technique. But if you go to the website, I have that card. I will have that card and that video linked in with this too for the techniques. Okay, then I'm going to get a little on the tip here. Then I'm going to go over to this other one and I'm going to do the same. And I want to get my deep color in close to those wings. And like I say, this ink pad is a little dry. I could have used a little more concentration of color there. I want to get both of these. And you don't have to stress about it. I'm just laying down some color. And the one thing about watercolor, I just love it. Reminds me of the old Calgon commercials where they used to say, Calgon, take me away. To me, it's just something that's very, very relaxing. Okay, now then I'm going to catch some here on the tips of the petals. And you don't have to worry when you watercolor. I know people will want to get right on the lines and they don't want to have any white space, but really in a project, white space is often your best friend. People stress about it, but white space as a design element is good. Okay, now then. Now I'm going to run some water through here. Now when you clean off your bristle, don't push down on it because it spreads your bristles and you don't want that. Make sure I'm kind of going like this so that I don't mess up my bristles. Okay, now I'm going to take a little of this water and I'm going to come over to the Granny Apple Green and I'm going to put some in between the two colors. And I'm not worrying about blending right now. I'm just getting some color in there and kind of moistening up that paper a little bit, letting it kind of start to blend on its own. Now he looks kind of, and like I've often said, things will look like they're a hot mess until they come together. So hang in there through the hot mess. Just wanting to make sure that I have my output going there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go on the edge and I'm going to kind of grab some of that blue and I'm going to blend it in. So what I'm doing is I'm blending the edges where the Granny Apple Green and the blue Pacific Point kind of meet. So that you have, it doesn't look like a stripe, it looks more like a gradual color change and blend. So see how the one looks like it's kind of blended in the leaves where the other still looks kind of striped? So what we're doing is we are removing the stripes, so to speak. So just want to just kind of blend that in a little bit. And you don't need a lot of water. If you get too much water, you can always dab your cloth on there and also take your brush and dab some of the water off. But these brushes are much better. Okay, now I'm going to take some of the blue and I'm going to go down his body. Very easy. I'm not worried about the edges or anything. What I am doing, his body has these little sections. I am kind of putting a dot in there in kind of each one and letting the color kind of not pool but just collect there so that you can see the difference. Okay, and that basically is all there is to this. I'll put this over here. And also be careful make sure that you clean your brush, and when you put it up, you can kind of test it on the paper and make sure that it is clean. And make sure when you put the tip on, you don't get the bristles stuck in there. Okay, I'm going to put this aside and let it dry, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with the rest of it. Okay, now what we're going to do here is we're going to fold our card. And then, let's see. This looks like the top, so I'm going to put my glue. I'm going to take this. This is my silicone craft sheet, and I love it. It is great for putting glue on things. Now this glue will dry there, but to take it off, you just roll your finger and it all rolls up, or you can take it to the sink and just kind of, wash it off. But it makes an easy way to put glue on without getting it all over. Okay, I'm going to put this. And the thing about this glue, it stays tacky for a while. If I needed to, I could lift this up and reposition it. And that is what I love about this glue. It is a great product. And I used to have my own stamp scrapbook store, and we sold a ton of it. It's great for, if you have unmounted stamps that you want to be able to stick them to an acrylic block, you put a layer of this glue on the top of the bare rubber, let it air dry, and it tacks up, and so you can put it on the block and take it off, and it's really good. And then if it ever, how sometimes things will stop sticking to the blocks, you just take it in the kitchen, wash it on water, dry it off with a cloth, and it tacks right back up. So it is a wonderful product. Okay, now we're going to take this. Whoop, I have this mounted, don't I? Yep. Okay, well, so much for that. We'll put dimensionals. I like to get all the corners, and if there's a long panel, sometimes I will put one in the middle and then in the center too, because paper tends to bow and you don't want to work to make a pretty card and then have the paper bow and look all wonky. Okay. Now then, I'm going to take this. I hope I'm getting it straight. Because of the camera, you have to have this project away from you. So really the best way to get something on really straight is to stand up and focus right over the top. Okay. Now then, I'm going to, with a tag punch, I am going to just put that in there. And I don't, whoop, I got it on the wrong side. That was an oops. Okay. As long as you get your paper cut that it fits a track in here, you don't have to, I mean, you can if you want to look on the back and make sure that it's centered, but if you're on that track, it stays and it cuts right. You don't have to worry about looking in the back. Okay. Love my take your pick tool. It is probably my #1 tool that I can't live without. Okay, and now for the inside. Get this ready so we can get back to our dragonflies and kind of zhuzh them all up, get them glitzy. Okay. I should have stamped this already, but I'm going to take my Blackberry Bliss tap, tap, tap. If you're getting ink all over your block, you're not tapping. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push this down, give it a little firm pressure, count to 3 or 4, and then lift straight up. A lot of times new stampers will put it right down and put it right up, and it takes a few seconds for that ink to transfer from the stamp onto the paper, so you want to give it that time. Okay. I usually watch 3 corners, and if you get these 3 corners, you're usually good to go on the 4th. It will automatically seat itself correctly. Okay, now then I'm going to punch out my dragonflies. Then we're going to mount them, and I'll show you how I manipulate the leaves and decorate them. you got to apply some firm pressure with the watercolor paper because the watercolor paper is a lot thicker. Okay, now I get my snips, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut up on these petals so that I can take the petals and manipulate them. Sometimes I'll cut a little bit more out of there too. In fact, I'm going to cut along this edge. Okay. All right. Now, just like petals of a leaf, when you go to manipulate them, you want to make sure that you're holding them at the base. You come in under here and you just roll your bone folder under it. But if you don't hold on to it, you can rip those leaves or those wings right off. Now this one, I'm going to clip it all the way up to the base. There we go. And these, I like them going clear to the base so that I can get a little more of a curvature on it. So hold them and then just roll. See, I'm rolling like this. You want to roll those wings out and then kind of push them up. Okay, now I'm going to take and I'm going to put some mini dimensionals on the back, and then we're going to kind of decorate them. Take the jackets off. Okay. And then I just want to take like this. Now, you can leave them like that. They look really cool. Or you can take the Stella and you can put it on the petals. Now, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but see, you can see the petals on one side are done and not on the other. I don't know if that's showing real well, but it shows here in real life. It shows really well. This Stella is just about done. And what you also can do with a Stella is you can refill it with alcohol, because I'll show you this barrel in here. You flip this off and pull the barrel out, and you can see it looks almost like a cylinder sponge. And so it's got a lot of glitz still in it. So you can fill them up again, 2 or 3 times. So, whoop, every little bit helps. So there we go. We have the two cards here. This is the one we just did, and this is the sample that I had. And this is the inside. And now also my class, you cannot have naked insides and you could not have naked envelopes. There is mutiny if we do. Now, what I tend to do, and it's a personal preference, I like the front of the card to make the statement. I downplay it more on the inside. In other words, I wouldn't color this and I won't color this one. But I know a lot of my students love to color the inside too and the envelope. And that's good. It's just, I always say it is you are the artiste and it is your project. So feel free to do whatever you desire. But I do like to carry the theme from the outside to the inside and then to the envelope. But it's just a personal preference and there's nothing wrong with that. So basically that's all there is to it. So check out our website, stampsandstuff.org. You can get any of the products that I used. You can check out signing up to be a demonstrator. And now is the time to do that. Oh, I want a quick tease. This is a card we did probably 15, 17 years ago. And of course, in fact, the black is even kind of faded from fluorescent lighting in the store. I used to own my own scrapbook store. Anyway, this was a very popular class because we live in the desert. And it's a torn technique for backgrounds. So we have the new flowering cactus product medley. So I will be doing this on Tuesday for our technique. So that will be fun to watch. Okay, getting back to signing up. You do not have to sell. You don't have to have parties. You don't have to do videos. You can just sign up to be a discount shopper, which gives you the discount on your supplies. And that's all you have to do. But right now during Celebration is a phenomenal time if you're interested in signing, because some people will put in, you know, $100 and some odd order, and they could have signed up for the $99, got their products they wanted, and then continue on with their discount. So right now, if you sign up under Celebration for $99, you get $125 of product of your choice. You get 5 DSP packets. There are 4 of these are Brights, Regals, Settles. These are the in colors, and these are the neutrals. So these are the 4 color families, and this is our current in color. So there is all kinds of, this is basically what they look like. They will be one pattern on one side. In fact, each color has 2 different patterns here, and then you flip it over and there's 2 others. So there's 4 different patterns. So that's a cool thing. Also, you will get a voucher for a free paper pumpkin, and you get free shipping. So that's right in the ballpark of $200 in product for $99. So it really is the smartest way to go. So if you're interested, check out my website or hit the contact me button on the website if you have any other questions, and I'd be happy to go over them with you. I think, let's see, Happy Mail. Oh, today I got the cutest little Valentine card, and this is from Linda Kay, and she sent this for you. It's the little meerkat on it. I love these cute little hearts. They are the resin heart embellishments, really cute. So, and then she's embossed the background and wrote a really nice note. So always great to get Happy Mail. So thanks, Linda. Shout out to her. And I think that's about it. Thank you for stopping by and taking some of your time to spend it with me. And if you also, if you like, share, comment, or subscribe, all 4 of those actions will get you in for a drawing. And the next drawing will be your choice of, I have a stamp set or the current paper pumpkin that will be on its way or just arrived. You will have your choice of the 2. So I appreciate your support of my small business, and so please share my video or comment and let me know what you're looking for. If there's a technique you want to learn, if there's a stamp set that you would like me to demo, anything like that, I'm happy to oblige if I can. So anyway, have a great rest of the day, and thanks for stopping by, and I'll see